up next, it's my pleasure to introduce in a few seconds. I think she's still working on finalizing her light. Yes, Varta's looking great. So she is, Varta Ariaban is from Chicago, but I've known her from back in the day in the DMV area. And as her bio says, she's passionate and proud about her Persian heritage and culture, and she considers herself a mix of traditional Persian values and modern American woman. Food is a medium that she uses to be creative and share what she loves with everyone. And after you see some of her stuff, you'll see where that love stems from. After graduating medical school, she relaunched her food blog, which led her to sell homemade lava shack. If you like lava shack, put your hands up, please, and feel free to hit the like button.
Can I put my hand in front of the camera? Because I'm the biggest fan.
I know she's a big fan of lava shack, yes. But she also creates traditional and Persian inspired sweets and pastries. And with Persian food finally getting its time in the spotlight, she's excited to be a part of this culinary moment. And if you think about it, that is true what she's saying. I mean, you look at all across social media right now, there's so many awesome people they're putting their own little modern twist to some traditional sweets and food and all that good stuff. And I'm happy that I have one of those individuals here with me, and it is my friend and the awesome Varta Ariaban. How are you, Varta Joan?
I'm like terrified as to how much of my setup got caught on camera this time compared to last time. I remember when I was looking for the bottle.
You were looking for a bottle of wine and everything else. How are you? Eid Mubarak.
Norouz Shadbash. Oh my God, this is exciting. Thank you so much for having me on again.
Of course, we can't get enough of you, girl. You do such amazing stuff that I want to make sure that everybody that I know always knows about you and they support you and all that good stuff. So for those that don't know you, however, why don't you tell everybody, first of all, I love the white and green getup. That's beautiful. Everything about it is.
My closet, like every other Persian, is like 99% black. And I knew if I wore a black outfit, my mom would be like, "Inshallah, Norouz." So I like scrambled to find something bright. I cannot believe I had green pants. So
خوب شد مادرتو خوشحال کردی. It's always a good thing to do that.
This was for my nana.
So yeah, if you could put the volume up on your end.
Is that better? I can yell. If that helps.
No.
I can be loud.
All right, so for those that don't know you, can you give them a little bit of a background of who you are and what you have going on behind you besides a beautiful half scene?
So, like you said, I went to med school. I actually went to med school in the Caribbean. I did my clinicals in Chicago. And then after I graduated, I just stayed, decided I hated the medical field, and I started my business. Of course, I started it at the worst possible times. I started in January of 2020. So I thought last year's Norouz was going to be like my big one. That was not it. It was this year. So it was definitely an experience to have my first Norouz as a Persian business owner and getting all those orders in. But yeah, this is my half scene that I've set up, I think probably for the 8th time this year, because this is the table I do most of my work on. So every time I needed to take a photo, or if I was doing a video for Norouz or just anything that had to have my half scene up, I would have to put it up, and I would have to take it down, put it over there, and then set it back up. So this is the final one.
So you've had practice and now this is it.
I have a bit of an ulterior motive though too, because like most of my stuff, just by chance, I got it from CB2 this year, and I really want to get like some good photos later today, because I'm really trying to get like a half scene on that Instagram page, you know? Like, listen, I got Crate & Barrel to repost one of my charcuterie boards. If I get Crate & Barrel to repost a charcuterie board, I think I can get CB2 to repost the half scene.
That's huge. That's absolutely huge.
So when that goes up, I'm gonna need everyone to like and comment on it, so like they get excited and they'll like post it.
We got you. So go ahead and tell our guests, what are all the different types of things that you make, and if there's something that you can show us, maybe bring it up to the screen or something, that'd be great.
So these are probably one of the most popular things. These are the Baklava Pop-Tarts.
Mm-hmm.
Just a regular like pastry filled with walnuts, cardamom, pistachios, and then the glaze on top is an orange blossom frosting. And so that's like a big thing with a lot of my stuff. They're like not the traditional way of presenting Persian sweets and desserts. Everything's got like a more modern twist. Like I said, I was born and raised in the States. So it's the flavors I'm familiar with, but in the presentation that I'm more comfortable with.
Right.
And like the baklava, for example, Persians put golub in everything. I try to switch that up so there's no golub in the baklava. I do have saffron.
You rebel, you.
I know. The saffron and white chocolate, biscottis.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
With saffron, that looks good.
Saffron and white chocolate are honestly
Wow.
the best flavor pairings ever. And if you want to like have a glass of wine, like saffron and Anok Chardonnay is great.
Really? I have to try that.
So like I went to a dinner a couple years or 2 years ago, I think, and it was Persian food paired with wine, and I thought that was the most inspiring meal I've ever had in my life, because you never think of doing a fancy like coursed out meal of Persian food paired with wine, but Persian food goes really well. So I guess that's a different video. The Lava Shack, of course, which
Is it? Would you say that's your signature one? Is Lava Shack your signature one?
Lava Shack.
Don't tease me.
Stressful thing in the world. Because it takes so much time. So got a love-hate relationship with Lava Shack at this point. And then the shortbread, these are cranberry and pistachio shortbread cookies. And then these are, I call them coluche bites, but this is the one that people get. They're like, that's not coluche. I'm like, I know. I get it. But the inside is dates and walnuts and coconut inside. And then, of course, I've got the soğan asali and soğan avon in the back, and then the soğan avon caramel corn with almonds and
nice.
Sour cherries. I don't know.
Wow.
So what's your best seller?
Lava Shack.
Stop saying that. I would say right now, probably the biscottis and the popcorn are like very popular.
And the love-hate relationship you have with the Lava Shack is just because it's such a tedious and time-consuming process?
It's very time-consuming because you have to cook the fruit for like 6 hours.
Of course.
And another 8 to 12 hours in the dehydrator, and then you have to cut it and roll it and everything. So it's
and like still like right now you're working all out of your home, right?
Yep.
So then like what ways are you trying to like grow the business? Like what are you like doing? Like what are your major challenges and how are you like addressing it right now?
I actually just hired someone to help me. Her name is Whitney, and I hired her about 2 weeks ago, and she's been a lifesaver. Like I would not have made it through the Norouz orders if it weren't for her. So she comes and she helps me package everything and put it in the boxes, because as the business has grown, you think how much time something's going to take, and then it was literally like one day I woke up and I'm like, oh, so that wasn't going to take 2 hours. That took like 6 hours to get done, which is great. It's a great problem to have, but that's been having someone come in to help, which was really hard for me to admit that I needed.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And I mean, Norouz was huge, so I feel like that just expanded the audience for all this stuff. So we'll see where it goes from there. I spent this working on new stuff, so.
And because also like I mean like there's a certain way that you've like created these things, and now you're kind of like, are you having somebody else to kind of do the cooking, or are you just having somebody come help with like the packaging and stuff like that, or both?
I'm too much of a control freak. Did you see me like tense up when you said you're gonna have someone help you with the
cooking?
cooking?
I was like, you don't seem like somebody that will give away the reins that easily.
No, and I was actually telling someone earlier, like I have all my recipes like written and they're on my refrigerator, but being just like, don't trust that anyone's gonna come into my apartment and God forbid they see like how I make everything. The measurements are all written a little bit off, but no one knows how far off they are. So the timing and the temperatures and the measurements are all off. So even if someone like found the paper, they wouldn't know what to do with it. So no one's helping me cook for a while.
What's your personal favorites?
I'm the stateside.
The coluche bites are probably my favorite one. Like they're the only ones that afterwards, like, because most of it, when you're making the same thing over and over again, especially when it's like sweets like this. By the end of it, you're like, just give me a carrot. Like I want a salad. Good. That's why I remember the last video when Beta was making her like veggie dish. I was like, oh my god, that looks so good to me right now. But the Koluchi bites are probably the one where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down with a cup of tea and I'll have one of those. But I've been playing around with new Pop-Tart flavors, and I did a pistachio one, and that one, if that becomes an item, that might be my new favorite.
And so like right now, are you still off? Because I remember when we talked a few weeks ago, you had like some kind of sampler. Are you still doing that, or was that just like a Norouz thing and like now you're switching it up?
No, I still do the sampler. I'm probably going to be making some changes to it just because I do have new things coming out, so the box might change. But I do still have the sampler, and that gives a little mix of everything, which I think is the perfect introduction to my stuff, just because it's not the typical Persian desserts that people are used to.
Yeah.
Good welcome into it. Oh, I also make bad ready. I don't know why I didn't say that one.
Where in the world do you make bad ready?
I make mini bad ready and sandwich size bad ready.
All from your home too?
Yeah, all from here.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
I was like,
Have your neighbors made any complaints yet? I'm just joking. I mean, listen, I
do give like little bits to like the doorman and stuff. Like when I always have like extras and stuff, I give it to them because they help me out. Because I ship everything from here, and
Yeah.
the mailman actually called me because he's like, you keep jamming up the box that you put things in to send it out. So he's like, don't do that anymore. So I have to leave it at the front when he comes to pick it up. So they've been a big help.
Yeah, you gotta take care of people that take care of you, you know. So you're being very smart about that. So tell me, first of all, did you ever live in Iran?
No, I've actually never been to Iran. I'm born in
Oh my God! Well, so much for my next question. It was gonna be like, I was gonna say, if so, have you ever celebrated Nowruz in Iran? Because I haven't spent Nowruz in Iran either, and I like to hear stories from people who have great memories from inside of Iran. So you've never even visited. See, like this is exactly why it's so important that we have programs like this. Is the fact that like this is what many of us have in common, is the fact that we try to be so Persian in our own ways. You know, you doing it through the cooking of sweets and lavasheks and all that stuff, me doing it my way, and then thousands of other people doing it their way. And yet we don't even get the chance to do it in our own home country, and we can't even do it visiting. Like you haven't even been there once. I was there one time for 2 weeks.
When was that?
That was like freaking 20 years ago.
It's always usually when people say they went like once, it was always like a summer when they were like 13. So I feel like people probably didn't even appreciate it.
No, I mean, I went there and like, you really do appreciate the freedoms that we have here, like certain things that you just do on a normal basis, like walk into a mall with your female cousin and not have to worry about anybody with AK-47 kind of like saying, who are you? Are you married? Like, those are the kind of things that unfortunately, it struck a chord. And so like, I never really had a desire to go back under those circumstances, but that's neither here or there. But
A bit of potty mouth. I've got a big mouth on me, so I'm a little worried that if I go within like 10 minutes, I'm gonna get arrested, and my mom's gonna be like, "See, I told you." Like,
that's my fear too. Okay, but tell me, I want you to kind of reflect on a past Nowruz that you may have had that you just have like good memories with it. So like, I'd love to hear great stories and great memories of a fun, memorable Nowruz. Do you have something to share with us?
so this is a random one, but there was like when I was in med school, because we're all like displaced basically on that island, and there's a very small group of Persian students at that school at the time, and I remember it was Nowruz time, and I wanted to like do something, so I kind of like messaged like contacted all these people that like I didn't really know. And everyone, I was like, I'll make like sabzi polo mahi, and then everyone was like, oh, my mom made this when she came to visit, and someone's like, I'll bring this and I'll bring that. So it turned into this like potluck Nowruz thing of like everyone crammed into like my tiny little apartment on the island. But it was just, it's like you said, it was the spirit of, even though we're not near home, like we're not, not in Iran, not near our parents, not near our families, that we still created that feeling with each other, even though none of us were really like even knew each other that well. So that was probably one of the most, memorable and heartwarming, because it really did exemplify like the spirit of Nowruz and what it really means. because like we feel like we were all bonded together after that. So
What is like a like what are the things that you're looking to make different or improve in this year ahead? I mean, it's the year 1400. It's a centennial number. You know, like
if that's on the Islamic years. So for
what's
the,
that?
for the Zagzorshi year, it's 3759.
Oh yeah. So there's also that debate. Okay. So yeah. So should we go by the Zagzorshi year? What are we doing now?
Like I'm Zagzorshi, so that's like gonna be the one that I go with.
So the year is 30. It's what? 37.
59. Got it.
3759. Wait, and so that, but you guys turn also 3759 on that's such a stupid question. I feel bad for asking this. But like, so you guys also change years at the same time, but your year is 3759?
So it's just, based on the moon and the sun and everything. So that part.
I probably should have done more research on it. Maybe I should just have somebody come and talk about that right there.
Oh, about like why the time changes.
No, like about how you guys are 3759 and then this is this one, and we don't want to get into that conversation. I'm not enlightened enough on that to have a conversation about that. All right, so Varta, what is like the best way for people to support you and your business? I mean, like you're literally, ladies and gentlemen, seeing a young entrepreneur like at the very. Is this your first business, Varta? Is it fair to say it's your first business? Right. So you're literally seeing, you know how they say like, oh, it all started in a garage. This is basically her garage, starting over here. But the beauty is that when you get her products, you're getting that personal touch from the actual chef. Do you consider yourself a chef?
No, because I feel like chefs they go through certain training to get to that, kind of like, in med school, you go through your training to get your white coat. Like chefs go through training to get their white coat.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I paid my dues because I've never worked in a restaurant or anything. I've only worked in my own kitchen, I'm my own boss. I don't have to deal with the only time constraints I have are my own. So no, I just say I'm a cook, but I'm not a chef.
You're a cook. Okay, so you guys are basically seeing a cook in the very, very beginning stages of building their business. And what are some of the ways that they can try you out, support you, and hopefully if they enjoy your product and they continue to, support you and your growth, what are some ways that they can do that?
Everything is on Instagram. So all of my photos, also in my highlights, I have a products reel, so you can see just better photos of everything that I offer. All the information is pretty much on there and on my website, VartaMelon.com. I'm hoping to start doing videos and stuff soon, but we'll stay tuned for that. But pretty much Instagram and my website, and all the orders are on the website, as well as some recipes for other foods and things that I do.
And can you kind of tell people the idea behind the name?
It was my AOL Instant Messenger screen name in like 8th grade. And no, I'm kidding.
That's awesome. I mean, that's.
It was my Instant Messenger screen name, and I've just never changed it. Because, anytime they're like, come up with a screen name. And I don't, every time I would put in Varta, it would say it was taken. I'm like, who is this other Varta that exists that I've never heard of? And so then, I've just used VartaMelon for everything.
It's not a bad idea. It's working. It's definitely very catchy. I mean, it's funny. It's catchy, and
it confuses people, which is great. So.
Well, that's how you have a brand that stands out. You do something that kind of be like, wait a second, what's this one standing out like a sore thumb? That's you. So, are you planning to stay in Chicago for the foreseeable future?
We'll see. I'm not set in stone for anything. For now, it's working. It's I'm very grateful for this city because it's where I was able to follow my passion and follow what I wanted to do. So.
Do you miss the DC area at all?
I do. I mean, I miss the people, but it's kind of weird when you move away from home and you go back. It's a little strange because you always feel like, oh, everyone's still doing the same things before, and you feel a little out of place. So there's that. But I do miss the concerts. They don't do the concerts out here like they did back home.
Well, don't worry. There hasn't been any concerts anywhere for the last year. So you've been good. Don't.
Once those pick up again, I could definitely see myself flying home to go to that because
For sure.
I miss those.
For sure. I can't wait either. Did you go to what's the river called? I know that they made it green for St. Patty's Day. Did you go to Chicago's
I
lake
did
area?
fine, but actually, you want a funny fact about that? The green dye that they use, it originally started when the city wanted to test to see like who was dumping stuff that they weren't supposed to in the river. So they would like put a dye into the river and then like follow like where the chemical trail was like coming to see whose like building was dumping into the river.
Wow, that is a fun fact. I like that. First of all, anybody that ever visits Chicago, they have to do the architectural boat tour, which is like the best tour ever. Love it. Do you have a Nowruz message that you would like to share with our viewers?
Probably should have prepped one, shouldn't I?
Yeah, یه حرف از دل به ایرانیایی که دارن تماشا میکنن واسه نوروز.
Just happy new year and stay safe and don't take anything or any moment for granted because if the past year taught us anything, it's that you never know what to expect. So go after what you want. Life is too short to be miserable. Enjoy every moment.
Yeah, don't be miserable, guys. You know, that's I like that advice. Don't be miserable. How before I let you go, you started, you said now 14 months ago. What's your goal for the next 12 months? Like, how do you have you set that type of goal of like, okay, at this point I want to like have like, is it to have like your own studio space or like a kitchen like in 12 months, 18 months, 24 months?
I would
What's
definitely like to be out of this space and into a bigger one. I do like the convenience of working from home, but so just
it's the best.
bigger kitchen, a dishwasher would be nice. I think the ultimate goal, like a nice little storefront, I would love. Like not a restaurant, but a little storefront and just have like a nice samovar in the front where like, you know, when people come in to buy their stuff, they can get a nice little like free cup of tea kind of thing. That would be the ultimate.
Yeah. Okay, so you do actually want that personal touch of like personal service as opposed to just like online ordering.
I mean, online ordering is great. It's giving me a chance to grow at a rate that I can learn because I don't have a business background whatsoever. So this is all a new experience for me.
Yeah.
So that's been good. And I always thought like, I just wanted to keep it online, but I do like people and I miss the interactions. So that would be nice. But I don't want to do, you know, people are like, would you ever open up a restaurant? And God, no, I would not do that. Like I cannot imagine, you know, not being home and cooking for like other people when like my family's at home. Like I'd rather be cooking for like my loved ones than, you know.
Actually, you know what? One thing that we forgot to touch on is like the tactics is also something that you've been doing.
Oh yeah. I haven't had a chance to do one in a while. I was working on one the other night, but then I had to get back to work. So but no, so I'm excited for now that Nowruz is over, I can get back to doing fun tadiks because that, like I said before, tadik is was the gateway food for Persian food to become mainstream. So it's a fun one. I did an interview about it too, and it's, you know, rice is something that every culture, every cuisine has like its rice dish or its potato dish. So that's why it's the most relatable dish that we have. So tadik is definitely, and of course it's delicious, so can't go wrong.
Tadig is definitely catching a lot of wind. I mean, obviously we have our friends Tadigers, which have you connected with them yet?
I haven't had a chance. Like I said, I've been so busy for the past 6
That's
years
right.
that I haven't had a chance to really talk to anybody. So
They're gonna have their segment at 2 o'clock. I really love what the Tadigers are doing. Like it's just, and that's why I can't wait for you to start doing videos because first of all, you have such a fun personality that once you actually have videos too, people will not only just fall in love with the product that you have, but also your personality, and that's a winning combination. I think that once you set aside time and effort into that, that's where things are going to go to the next level for you. I have no doubt about it. Well, yeah. So I mean, Vartajan, I really appreciate you joining this celebration of Nowruz, and you know, through the things that you're making, that's your way of passing on what we have in our culture and in our traditions down to the next generation, not just even Persians, but also non-Persians. I have no doubt that you have some. I mean, look, who's helping you? That person that's helping you, Whitney. I'm sure that she. What did you say?
not Persian at all, though.
They're right. I know I'm saying, but that's the whole thing. But she probably likes what she's doing, what you're doing, like your food. So you're introducing our stuff to non-Persians, you know. So that's actually.
I want to work on a video together because I was telling her about Teddy and she's never had it before. So I was like, that would be fun to have someone who's never had it before make it and then they had it for the first time. So that's.
And did she do it? Did she like it?
No, we're like we want to do a video together and do it like that.
Oh, experience and documenting someone's first experience doing tariq. I love that. I can't wait for that one to come out. That should be a fun episode.
That would be fun, yeah.
Very cool. So what are you doing for the rest of your Salat Ta'dil? Were you up the whole night? Are you gonna go to sleep now so I can be jealous or what?
Well, I feel like now that I'm awake, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I was about to say yes, I'm gonna go to sleep, but I mean I've got a full face of makeup on and I'm dressed up, so can't let that go to waste. So probably take some selfies,
Yeah.
drink some chai, regroup. I mean, like if there's ever a time to FaceTime everyone, it's like when you're.
Yeah. And you know what, the timing is perfect because you're like what's 5:45 there, so you can call all your family in Iran. They're all gonna be awake. It's perfect actually.
My mom's been messaging me, so I'll probably like call her, talk to her. But yeah, and then who knows, maybe go shopping later.
You can never go wrong with shopping on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday. Well, listen, on behalf of me and Anush, who are definitely
Yes.
pooped, we hope that you go and enjoy.
You should definitely get her to come to Miami.
You want that lava shack really badly. That's what I can tell. This man,
Send me
This-
your address, you guys. I can send you some stuff.
yeah, this man wants to be your ambassador. Of
No, I'm gonna
lava
order a bus. I don't want just some stuff. I'm gonna order a whole bus.
shack. Well, now you know her website. But say the website again.
VartaMelon.com.
I
VartaMelon.com.
am on it right now.
Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, and then you know what you could do? You can do one of those boxing tastings, you know, where you unbox it and then you eat it and then you rate the lava shack, you know. Ooh, maybe I should go become a professional lava shack rater. That's a niche, you know, like doing reviews with just lava shack.
Rate it.
Wow, what a nice website.
Yeah, he's liking your website. All right, so VartaMelon.com is where you can go, and also on Instagram, you can follow her on VartaMelon. And always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for getting up super early and being a part of this live stream. And don't forget to please follow her on VartaMelon.com, VartaMelon on Instagram, and then go check out her website. Apparently, it's a nice website, right, Anush? He's already ordering, I think.
I'm loving the vegan salad olivier.
Vegan salad olivier? That's a lava shack?
No, but I mean I love salad olivier. And she has a vegan version.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
Her menu is definitely diverse. Cool, girl. Well, again, hopefully it's a wonderful year for you and your family, filled with all the great stuff, a lot of great sales, great food, great laughs, and above all, the best in health. And appreciate you, very proud of you, Hasanabashi, and keep on doing what you're doing.
You too. Thank you so much.
With Enjoy your day.